All right, you are live over YouTube.
I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Architectural Review Committee. Today is Thursday, February 25th, 2021, and the time is 6:33. I'll do a roll call. If you're here, say present. Deb Oaks,
Present.
Paige McMahon,
Present.
Nancy Jorgensen,
Present.
Steve Sally,
Present.
Carol Marsh,
Present.
and Nora, you've got to okay, Nora Johnsmeyer.
Present.
Johnsmeyer?
Yes, that's correct. Thank you.
Okay, and I'm Bernadette McLeod, and I am present. So tonight we have two things on the agenda. And just to remind you guys, because I have not been doing this correctly, is there are 5 voting members and 2 members that can participate in the discussion. That is Carol and Nora, but you will not vote unless one of the other members is absent. So you're able to ask questions, participate in discussion, but just not vote because you are the alternate members. So first on the agenda, we have a new business. Chibo, am I pronouncing it correctly?
Chibo, you got it right. Yes.
Chibo. I am Italian by birth.
Yay.
Chibo, represented by Antonella Fernandez and Nick Musey, to replace 2 signs for a new business. So would you like to introduce yourselves and just go over what you plan to do?
Sure. In terms of, Bernadette, just the signage changes or just in general, the concept of the restaurant?
Well, you can tell us what the concept is, but just, you know, mostly you're coming now for the signs, but you're proposing
Gotcha.
a new business. So you might as well inform us of what it is and how great it's going to be.
Amen, sister. So our hope tonight is there are 2 existing signs. We've taken over the lease for 15 Cove Road in Orleans. And our hope is that the signs that were existing for the previous business, which was Vares before, and I think I've included pictures of both of the signs in the packets that I shared with you. Yeah. Our hope is to replace those those signs with our own logo, of course, again, included in the packet. The thought is to keep the signs of the signs exactly the same, both for the posts are already there, the lighting is there. Our hope is just to take the orange sign off and put our wooden sign in, and to do the same thing up top so that we don't have to sort of restain anything on the building. So that we keep the sign the same size, hopefully whatever is faded underneath there can stay faded. So we're going to replace those orange signs with wooden signs. Nick's brother-in-law actually is a sign maker here in town in Chatham. So he's going to be making our signs for us. His name is John Proudfoot. And he is basically going to construct for the street sign a 3x3 double-sided so that you could see it both coming from either direction on Cove Road. The lettering we've chosen, you see the antique maple that we're hoping to stain the sign. And then the lettering itself will be that charcoal carbon copy, I think it's called, the black lettering on the sign. The same idea on the side of the building as well, except that sign is going to be a bit larger, again, keeping with the footprint that's already there, 3x8. But again, the same logo, same stain, and same coloring for the lettering as well.
Okay, any questions? I have one question. Do you think 6 inches is big enough for the lettering for people to see it?
Well, we were trying to go off of what was already there. Do you know what I mean? So some of that is, we were sort of just trying to guess, because the square is also then going to have an oval around it.
Right.
And so taking that and sort of throwing that into the dimensions of the sign itself, do you know what I mean? Was a little tricky. So we were just trying to guesstimate with literally a ruler. Like if we've got this much, how much of it's going to be oval, and then how much of it's going to be actually have space for the lettering, and then for the Italian kitchen and market underneath.
Yeah, I hope it's visible, because the Vares sign, the lettering is quite large.
You think it's bigger than, I thought I measured the 6 inches.
I don't know, just this one, the one on the street.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look bigger? I don't know. I'm not an expert, but
Nick, you don't have you spoken to John by any chance?
No, John is awaiting the results of this particular meeting right now, so.
Okay,
Um,
gotcha.
but that being said, yeah, we did measure the letters that were on the current VERS sign that was out on the street, and the lettering that you had was the exact same. I think one of the reasons where it might look funny on paper as opposed to the wood itself is that the oval itself. So the oval is the whole concept behind the oval are the Euro stickers that you see on a car. So you see I for Italy, or you say GB for Great Britain. It's kind of a little bit of a marketing ploy that we're using to incorporate into our logo as well, because we can foresee it being quite popular with things like bumper stickers, hats, T-shirts, etc.
any questions, guys?
One of the things that, Bernadette, I kind of thought the same thing. And I think this is such a great concept. But I did wonder, I think one of the problems with Verse was that a lot of people never even knew it was there, because it was kind of tucked back and it wasn't as well a traveled road. And I wondered whether at the bottom of your sign, where it says Italian Kitchen and Market, which again, I'm extremely excited about, but with that lettering only being 2 inches high, I just wondered if you, if people will they'll notice that lettering, because it's kind of a tucked away spot anyway, and really want everyone to know that you're there.
Yeah. In terms of amending it, like if we wanted to just go a little bit bigger, what would we, in other words, should I say to you today, let's go a little bit bigger and then keep it smaller? I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I'm such a visual person that until I see that piece of wood, it's hard for me to sort of envision. And the challenge too is that sign's only 36 by 36 inches,
But do you, I think you should make the lettering as big as you can, and,
Yes.
expand the oval, or, you could always leave the oval out, but you wanted it to look like a bumper sticker, because you're wasting a lot of your sign on nothing.
Oval.
All the corners have nothing on them, and
Right.
2 inches is only this big.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, he can mock up a sign, make it out of cardboard and do it to scale.
Yeah.
Just get a piece of cardboard and then go
Yeah.
over there and put it on.
And just leave it up on the
and then
board. that's
drive
already-
up and down and see
Yep.
if you can see it. I mean, word of mouth is
Great
gonna get
idea.
people there, but
I think so
you
too.
want
But even still,
tourists-
we want our signage to also, obviously we're paying money for these things. We want them to do its job, which is to attract people to your business for sure. So if you guys are okay with us making the lettering a little bit bigger, awesome. That would be amazing.
Your approval is for the width and height of the sign.
And the
Not for-
general look.
Not for the size of the letter.
Of the font,
Right.
beautiful, awesome.
Okay,
So
good
we
enough.
may play with that
Remove
just a
that
little bit.
circle, and really, I agree, if you remove that oval and really blew up the name of the depot and everything else, and when somebody's driving by, they can actually read it. I think
See
you're
it.
doing yourself a favor, and you would not have to get approval.
Okay, I love that
Yeah.
point. And honestly, the best thing that I've heard has been to do, Bernadette, I think you suggested a piece of cardboard on what's already there and play with it a little bit. I think that's an amazing idea. Just so visually I can see it and see how big those have to be. Because again, we just went by what was on that sign when we went out there to measure it. So I'll definitely look
I
at
have a question.
certainly.
Well, I have a question for the committee before I would put it out as an option, because I'm not sure if it fits or not, but would they be allowed to put a dangling second, board below the sign? Is there any reason why they couldn't do that?
I don't think so. And that could say Italian kitchen. and
Exactly,
Amen.
that's what I was thinking. If you
Yeah, and I
if
can
you
see
take
that.
the
So that's the
Italian
middle.
kitchen and market, put it on a, like a, if
Love
it-
that.
pretending it's a ladder sign with a little ladder thing, you just screw it in the bottom.
Yep.
So you
Right.
won't have to change your posts and all that.
Love that.
and then you can have big letters saying Italian kitchen,
I can just move Chibo down, center it, and just make that much bigger. If I can
much
take
bigger.
Italian.
I think you can make your
I
oval
love that
bigger,
idea.
your oval bigger too. I mean, it's,
think so
I will
too.
say this, it's a beautiful sign, I think.
It is.
It really looks great.
Thank you.
And probably aesthetically on paper, the way the oval is good, except
Yeah.
as a sign, if you could make that, it looks like you've got room to make that bigger.
Bigger,
Yep.
yeah.
Certainly. That would be
One-
great. I
one
love
thing
all
is
these
that
suggestions.
your sign is 3 by 3 and this logo is like long and skinny.
Yes.
So it's
So we
not
had
to
to make that
scale.
fit.
So
Right.
your oval's almost gonna become a circle.
Right.
If you
Right.
filled up that whole 3 by 3 space, your oval would be a circle, or else you would waste a ton of space.
Right.
Get rid of the circle.
This actually has nothing to do with.
Exactly.
But we're here to help.
I love
We're
that.
trying to
Thank
be
you so
helpful
much.
and we,
Right.
I love
right,
it.
and we see a lot of signs.
Yes, I'm
I bet
sure
you
you
do.
do. And I appreciate
First,
it.
I
so
mean,
much
first and
because-
foremost, we appreciate the feedback, ladies, honestly.
Yes.
John Proudfoot, my brother-in-law, is gonna be working on the sign, so he's kind of awaiting what we had, because we didn't really know what to expect coming in, whether the lettering was gonna be an issue, the size of the lettering. So after having heard your feedback, we can then sit down with him and we'll set up the stencils and then we'll have different options to look at moving forward. So, I mean, the feedback is tremendous, and yes, honestly, you speak correctly when you say that. I'm
You
sure
know,
you
on the
see
8
plenty
by
of signs.
3, it's gonna be, as you said, Bernadette, it's gonna be longer, so you're gonna have
A big
Bigger
oval on
oval.
the 8 by 3.
one
You
on
can
the
do,
Amen.
wall.
you
It's
can do
probably
the
gonna be
oval
okay.
on
We
the
can do our
8
oval
by
on
3.
6x8. No
And
worries.
on the 3 by 3, just fill it up with words so that
With
people
Chibo.
get in there.
Love that.
So
Love
tell
that.
us a little bit more what the inside of your business is going to be like. We're all excited.
Tell us
Yay.
what Chibo means first. What does Chibo
Chibo
mean?
is Italian for food.
Food.
Very, very simply, it just means food. So our thought was, Nick and I have both been in this business. We started, I don't know how many of you have been here in Orleans for this long, but our aunt and uncle used to own Los Ciceros.
Oh, yeah.
And Nick
Yeah.
We were
was-
just
Nick was-
missing those
Yeah.
Ciceros.
Yay, well, come and have some of that food because we're going to invite. A lot of those things were like, obviously foods that we would prepare at home for
At home.
ourselves. So
Yeah.
we're going to, Nick was, I think, 14 when he was on the line cooking for Los Ciceros.
Right.
That was his very first job. He's been executive chef at world-renowned resorts in the past years, but he started there. So we're coming back home. And our thought is, instead of, especially we've always had this dream to do this, but I think with the pandemic, it sort of pushed us even further down the road. We don't want to do an Italian restaurant because it's done. Chuck is doing an amazing job doing it. It's great. We also wanted to just do something where you can come in and just have an espresso, gelato, homemade biscotti. We have foods prepared in different stages for you, both in the refrigerator, grab and go. At the deli, we'll have arancini and chicken parms and cutlets and eggplant parmigianas and soups and salads and all the beautiful things. We're going to sell dressings. Nick's going to make homemade breads every day. Just a little bit of everything that's Italian. And we're going to sell
Great.
olive oils and giardinieras and
Good
pastas,
cheese.
all of
Get
that
some
good stuff.
cheese.
Good cheese. Amen, sister.
Absolutely.
I forgot to say it. We're going to do great meats, charcuteries, and great cheeses as well, for sure. We're trying to work with only Italian importers and getting olive oil only from Sicily and getting, we know sort of the food and the taste that we want. So people have been joyfully bringing food over for us to sample, and it's been really good so far. So
When
yeah.
do you hope to open?
We're hoping for the end of March, beginning of April.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so we're getting there. We've got the Board of Health schedule next for March 4th. We're on their itinerary. So hopefully everything goes well there. Alex has been tremendous helping us out. So fingers
Great.
crossed, everything goes well with them as well.
I think many of us will be over there to check your signage.
Yay, so good. I hope
And the food too, I hope.
Gelato.
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 Excellent.
Forget the sign.
Gelato, yes, yes.
Excellent.
So how can we proceed without holding them up?
Amaretta is my personal favorite.
How can we
I
proceed
tasted
without
it
holding
all
them
through
up?
Europe.
Okay,
Steve,
order.
Steve
All right,
is
we gotta have
being
some-
the adult.
All right, we gotta have some
Okay.
order. If you want to speak, I think you should wave and I'll call on you.
Okay, I'm waving.
What?
Question
Okay,
is,
Steve,
Steve Sally asked the question, how may we proceed in this matter without holding them up?
We
I
don't
think
have
we
to hold
could,
them up.
yeah, I think we could approve the signs, the wood signage. We have the, the kind of text that they're gonna use and and we have the colors. So the only unknown will be the size of the lettering.
Letter.
And if they use the oval or not, which none of us are particularly have an opinion one way or the other about that.
Do it.
So there's no need for them to resubmit.
No,
No,
I don't.
Thank
think
you.
so.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
I mean, if you changed it drastically, if you changed the materials and you changed the wordage, if you weren't gonna, I mean, if you were gonna change something drastically, I would say, send us a revised copy. But if it's really just gonna be, once you mock it up, if you say we're gonna leave the circle off of the 3x3, or we're gonna make it round instead of oval, or we're gonna, make the letters 8 inches instead of 6 inches, but I think that's fine. But I really think you should make it out of cardboard with magic marker.
Love
and
that.
then just drive by and see if you can read any of it.
Love
Yeah.
that.
So I just have one quick comment. So in my day job, I work with a lot of brands who are launching new businesses. And one of the principles that we find works really effectively is to take all of what we're saying about your sign and mirror that in your mobile website. So for example, when we're talking about making the letters bigger, making things easy to read, the same things apply for having that really small screen on your mobile device. So just as we're thinking about how people are going to find you, how they're going to be able to discover your restaurant, having that big lettering that's really easy to read is really important as well for any of the digital properties you have that are kind of the same branding as your sign.
Awesome. We're actually
Excellent point.
working with my daughter's fiance is a graphic designer, and we've been working with him a lot on exactly that, just branding and
Love
making
it.
sure carrying that branding all the way through. The backdrop on our website is that same wooden look. We're using the consistent colors, things along
Oh,
those lines.
that's great. Yeah,
just
so
that you can
excited.
ensure that when you see it, even without reading, even before you read it, you know what it is. You know what I mean? So that's our
Awesome.
hope, that just by visually looking at it, that we can consistently carry the message for branding all the way through the stickers that we're going to put on our to-go bags and on our to-go boxes all match that same principle and those same ideas, the oval with the, the chibo and again, the wood grains, et cetera, et cetera. So we're taking exactly what you said to heart. And I love the idea of carrying it all the way through. Thank you. for that.
Awesome. Yeah,
Appreciate
love it. So excited.
Yay.
All right.
Make a
Anyone want to make a
motion?
motion?
I move that we accept the proposal as submitted as to size, location, materials, and styling of the two signs, with the option to make the lettering bigger.
Have a second?
I second.
Okay, all those in favor, we'll do a roll call.
Mhm.
Voting members, Nancy,
approved.
Paige,
Approved.
Deb,
Aye.
Steve,
I approve.
and I'm Bernadette. I approve. The motion carries 502. Is that correct, Melanie?
Yes.
I even wrote it down. Okay, good luck, guys. Can't
Thank you
wait.
so much.
I can't wait to go.
Come and try some chibo.
We
Well,
will.
Can't wait to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Have a great night, everybody. Be well and safe.
Congratulations.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's exciting.
Very exciting.
You always need more food, right?
Definitely.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have the roadway in presented by, tell me if I'm pronouncing this right, Mahesh Patel. Mahesh,
Yes, how are
is that
you?
right? Good,
Yeah.
how are you?
All right.
So you're here to change the colors of the doors, posts, and brick wall outside the office. Another change will be to add a decorative railing above the reception area.
Yes.
Okay, so give us a little synopsis. We're familiar with the roadway, and some of us, we voted the last time, but
I think you be here one time
yeah, I was here.
with the guild.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing?
So we just wanted to make some enhancements. Right now, it looks like there's a lot of different colors going on. So we kind of just wanted to make it cohesive and match the sign as well, you know, similar colors. So we wanted to change all the doors to this blue that we also put in the packet. And then, like you said, the poles and the outside brick wall, we just want everything to match the building. So the brick wall will be that same beige color that you see at the front of the office attachment. And then the posts will be the same white that you see as like the trimmings around the doors and the chairs, that everything matches.
Nice.
Great.
And the railing is going above the railing is going, is there a railing now?
No, we don't have
Okay.
right now, but we just put the new one, like look
Yep.
nice for uniform, everything.
Great.
But the railing is just for decoration and protection. It's not really a deck, right? It's not,
No.
yeah, right,
It's just to make it look more cohesive.
right.
Okay, any
Cool.
questions? Anybody?
It's good.
I think it looks excellent.
Yep.
Thank you.
Nice improvement.
Anybody would like to make a motion to accept their proposal?
I move that we accept the motion. Or that I move that we approve the project as submitted.
Second page.
Okay, all those in favor, Nancy,
Aye.
Paige,
Aye.
Deborah,
I,
Stephen,
Aye.
and Bernadette says aye. Motion passes 502. Thank you.
I
thank
just
you.
have a
Good luck.
Wait a minute, she has a question. What?
do we need like a permit or anything to move forward with this, or is
I
that?
don't think so. All you're doing is painting. I don't think you need a permit for the railing. It's just decorative. I think you could check with the building department. It's just a decorative railing, and the paint, you can paint anything you want.
Okay.
So
They're
I
gonna
don't think
get
you
this,
need any permit.
they're gonna get this the approval report, right, to sign. You'll get a report of the committee to sign, and then that's sent to the building department. So once that's sent, then I guess you can call them and ask.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll email you something that you have to sign, and then you scan it and send it back,
Okay.
Okay.
okay?
Okay.
And then you can, call the building department. She's there, during the day, Ada, and you can just ask her if you need a permit for a decorative rail. I would say no, but I'm not an expert on what they charge for.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
All right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we can either, you want to do the minutes, or do we want to welcome our new member?
We should do the minutes. Let's finish business.
Let's finish business. Okay. We have minutes for January the 14th. If everybody wants to just scan those that had the Cape Cod Healthcare and the Orleans Firebirds.
You did a great job, Melanie.
Yeah, I'm really impressed, Melanie.
Good, very good summation.
Melanie likes getting those gold stars.
Well, it's hard to,
She earned it on this one.
it's
Yeah.
hard
Really-
to put that all that into a synopsis of a half a page.
Yeah.
Right. I thought she did just an excellent job.
Could I make one comment? Has nothing to do with the quality of Melanie's minutes, but I was wondering, because they submitted a couple of different sets of drawings. I was wondering if it would be good to, in the future, to say the date and title of the drawings, or these architectural drawings submitted dated such and such, so that we have some kind of a record of which one was submitted. It's just,
Yeah, that's
an idea that struck me.
I just, in these days we have to, but I just want to mention, for those who have been on the committee for a while, I don't know if you remember, but we got a date and time, a date stamp. And it was used on the minutes. It was not meant to be used on the minutes. It was meant to be used, just as you're saying, Steve, on the final
Well, that would be,
submission
that would be, that
documents,
would be.
so
yeah.
that they're, there's an official
Yeah.
stamp on them, that these are the, this is what
Once
the
we approve.
decisions were based on. So since we are not meeting in person, yeah, we should say that when there are plans involved.
I
So
would
they don't
I would
switch in.
think Ada would be the
Yeah.
one to
Yeah.
stamp the plans when they
I
come
think,
into the
I
office.
think she does, and especially since they were revised plans. They were
Right.
revised, so they
That's a good point.
to make sure they're stamped. She does stamp everything in, I believe, doesn't she?
I don't know.
I think when they come in to get dropped off, she stamps the date on them. So on the formal packet, because when they used to pass that around when we were in the town hall, there was one original packet with the stamp on it, and the rest were copies.
Right, right. We lost, track of that over the last year, but we need to remember that when we meet face to face again.
Oh,
All
I can't,
right, any other additions or omissions to the minutes?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
So Bernadette, I'm sorry, I lost my speaker, so I couldn't respond to you guys earlier. Ada marks how much they paid for the permit, and I don't believe not on our copies do I see date stamps, but I'll be happy to order a date stamp and ask her to stamp in the plans. I don't know, I don't remember seeing date stamps on the plans.
I don't think it came up. It came up because of the police station, actually.
The what station?
Police station,
Oh, the police station, okay.
because there were numerous iterations of the plans, and it ended up being unclear
Okay,
in the end. So
yeah,
remember
but
that.
Ada's the one that gets
Good point.
the original and the copies of all the packets. If you want me to ask her to date stamp them, I'll be happy to, so we know which plan.
yeah, if she'd do that, that'd be great.
also, when we have something that's been revised several times and isn't a final construction set of documents, we should also ask if they're going to have any major revisions that they come back, because they revised the police station several times and put all those pipes on the front of the building.
the
Right,
Southern era.
right. We should learn from that experience. You're right.
Right, not that we could make them change it, but we could, I don't know, slap their wrist, because people do revise. They revise their
Okay.
plans. They revise their plans during construction.
Right. So,
So do you want me to revise the minutes and say this was the third revision of the plan?
I think it was the second. No, I don't think you need to, but
Okay,
I think they were honest, and they're not going to go back to their first plan that nobody liked. I mean,
right, okay.
we can just, in
Going
the
forward.
motion, we could just in the motions say, we approve the plans dated such and such submitted at this meeting, and
Okay,
they'll be right there.
Yeah.
Right, right. Does anyone know what the date was on those plans, or does anyone have the plans?
Well, it
Go
was
back
the
and do
plan,
that if you
was
want.
the plan submitted at the January 14th meeting.
yes,
Right.
okay,
That'll do
Okay.
it. But they bent over backwards to make changes based on our input, the committee's input, I thought. I was impressed.
Right.
Okay. Are we ready for a motion? I move we accept the minutes of the January 14 meeting as submitted.
Second?
I second that.
Okay, all in favor, Nancy,
Aye.
Paige,
Aye.
Deborah,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Motion passes 502.
okay.
So Nora,
Um,
too bad we can't go out and have a cup of coffee or something,
I know. I can't
some
wait. until
Italian
it's done.
food.
or
Some
some Italian gelato.
Yeah.
So why don't you give us just a brief history of yourself and why you wanted to join this committee? Do you
Sure,
have,
sure. Yeah, so
you're new to town, or?
yes, I'm new to town, so fairly new to town. So I'm originally from New York, but I always spent summers in Eastham. My grandmother lived there, and my parents, when they retired a few years ago, moved to Orleans. They live in South Orleans off Quonset Road, and I have been living in Boston, in Charlestown, and for the past several years have worked at Google and YouTube. So most of my background is in graphic design, digital video. So really passionate about design from that lens. And when I was in Boston, I was living in a historic building dating back to the early 1800s. Charlestown is actually the oldest neighborhood in Boston, so there was tons of beautiful architecture there. And when ultimately I decided this past year, because my job had gone flexible, gone remote, I decided to move to Orleans. I bought a home on Quonset Road in East Orleans, and I am renovating it. So that got me even more interested in aspects of architecture and design, especially with a keen eye towards preserving history and character of the neighborhood, of the community. So I just couldn't be more excited.
That's great.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
That's great.
great.
Wonderful.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Thank you all. I really can't wait to meet in person. And I'm just, I'm so thrilled to be here. It's always been a dream to not only have a house on Cape Cod, but also to just be able to live here. And now to have the flexibility to do that, it's just really a dream come true.
So cool.
Now we have
Great.
2 committee
you.
members that we need to meet face to face someday.
I know, Carol, we never did an official meet and greet for Carol.
No.
Right.
She just came in and started
We
working.
put her right to work.
It'll happen.
Well, as soon as that restaurant opens, we'll all go there for a drink or something.
There we
I would
go.
love that. I would love that.
I mean, it sounds like they're gonna have sit down and take out, and they didn't really specify, so.
I don't know. She wasn't clear on that point.
Right. Anyway,
Whatever.
I haven't been out in ages, but I'm ready.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm almost ready. Maybe
Not
if I can
quite.
get a vaccine somewhere.
Not quite. We're still in the super red zone in Orleans.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are.
We are we?
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, I'm not.
Barnstable County
the rest-
and Orleans.
Yes.
Even more.
52 cases in town.
Really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Be careful out there, folks. Be
Yeah,
careful.
really.
Can't
Listen.
relax yet.
Can't wait up now. Like, wouldn't it just be a bitch at the very end to be the one who gets sick and dies?
Oh, please, don't even. No.
Let's not end the meeting that way.
We're not going to do that.
Just remember,
Oh,
be
you know what?
careful. Don't let up.
I'm just telling you guys because people don't take it seriously, especially my 21-year-old daughter does not take it seriously. And my sister owns a restaurant and she's had 2 employees die.
Yeah,
Young,
Yeah.
young employees that were healthy.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Take it
Totally.
Seriously.
And their spouses didn't even have a symptom. The
Wow.
Wow.
spouse and the son got it as well and didn't even get sick. And the guy that works for her passed away of like pneumonia, kind of symptoms, and
Wow.
just and didn't have any underlying condition. So it's really a
Wow.
bizarre illness.
Well, don't let down your guard, folks. Be
No.
careful out there.
No,
Indeed.
Okay.
soon enough.
All right, so on that note, we will close the
Oh,
meeting
move to
and
adjourn.
we look forward to seeing everybody next time.
Do we have to formally move to adjourn?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
let's move to adjourn.
You see, we're very informal. I move we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Bye.
Motion passes 5-0-2. And on that note, I close the
Okay.
meeting at
Well, everybody.
7:09.